In the cover of darkness, a man lights a match. He watches as the flames grow and then runs away. It's 1971 and the Bronx is burning. Racist practices such as redlining and discriminatory lending contribute to the borough's decline. The landlords become arsonists, setting fire to their own buildings so they can collect the insurance. But out of the ashes, a complex culture arises, and it will change the world forever. Melly Mel, legendary MC and leader of the Furious Five, summed up how hip-hop was born. We were in a place where we just needed an outlet, where we just needed something to make the day normal. Hip-hop is a culture born of four elements: graffiti artists, DJs, b-boys, and the MCs. Each element is an integral part of the evolution of hip-hop culture. Some might say it first began with the graffiti artists. Amidst the bleak poverty of the Bronx, many young people turned to graffiti as a way of escape. The goal of the graffiti artists was to tag the tallest and paint the most dangerous. The subway cars were graffiti artists' favorite canvases. The artists would sneak into the train yard late at night and work over the exteriors. Graffiti artists painted to create something fresh and beautiful out of the abysmal surroundings they lived in, and to rebel against a government who had abandoned them. Graffiti is hip-hop embodied in visual art. Around this same time, powerful Caribbean sound systems were going full force in the dance halls of Jamaica. A young boy named Clive Campbell remembered standing outside these parties. I was too young to go in. All I could do is sneak out and see the preparation of the dance throughout the day. And then in the nighttime, I'm a little itchy-headed, loving the vibrations on the Zen top, because them sound systems are powerful. When Clive was 12 years old, his family immigrated to the Bronx. Clive, who was now known as DJ Kool Herc, noticed that dancers became especially animated during the funk songs when the music would break down like this. Herc began to extend the breaks, creating them as a climax point of his DJ sets. DJs across the Bronx competed with each other to see whose sound system was the loudest and whose sets were best received by the crowd. Herc's competition included Grandmaster Flash and African Bambaataa. These three DJs were often called the Holy Trinity of hip-hop. In the 1970s Bronx, the neighborhood kids talked about going to the jam, where people were going off, people were breaking, and the DJs played the beats. This was hip-hop culture before the word ever existed. As the music climaxed, the main thing for b-boying back then was to practice and battle. Battling was the foundation of this dance. B-boying started in the Bronx, and the word b-boy originated from the same place, Bronx boy. The term breakdancing came from the music. B-boys were influenced by kung fu movies and even Afro-Latinx dances like salsa and mambo. B-boying was the first element of hip-hop to be capitalized on by corporate America. In 1983, the movie Flashdance came out, which featured members of the Rocksteady crew, such as Mr. Freeze and Crazy Legs. In the movie, Mr. Freeze does a backslide move, a move which Michael Jackson uses 2 years later, now forever known as the moonwalk. During the neighborhood parties, DJs sought to engage the crowd in every possible way. This led to the DJs using their friends to talk on the microphone to the crowd. This new element of hip-hop was called the Master of Ceremonies, MC for short. The MCs would often use rhyme and a call and response technique with the audience, like this.
Somebody, anybody, help me scream! MC when it's running down round, 'cause after time it's just running down round.
Clubs also began hiring MCs because of the large crowds they attracted. MCs eventually were called rappers because of the way they spoke with the audience. These shows were so successful that visionary entrepreneurs began making cassette tapes. These tapes were sold, shared, and borrowed across the United States. The success attracted another player in hip-hop, corporate America. Music executives have been watching the rise of this new culture and finally found a way they could profit from it, produce rap records, and sell them. In 1979, Rapper's Delight was released by the Sugar Hill Gang. It was a radio hit, and a new wave of music would eventually change the world as we know it today. Thanks for watching Deeper Than Red. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media.